everyone, welcome to our fourth video for the Summit Family Workshops. This video is going to be on projects and checkpoints in Summit. So how do daily assignments and long-term projects work? Let's dive in. So as we've said in some previous videos, projects are worth 70% of the students' grades, so they're quite important. And so when we look at the year view, this is where we can see all the projects in one look. We can see that they have projects throughout the year, and they've already been kind of pre-built, and students work their way through them along with the class. And blue means that they are currently working on the project or it is not yet assigned. Green means that they have completed the project and are on track. And red means that there is incomplete, missing, or off-track work in the unit and therefore the project or projects. So let's take a look, for instance, at this project right here, or this unit right here, because it has two projects in it, and see what's going on in there. So first off, if I just hover over the project, I can get a good bit of information. So if I just hover my mouse over the project, this pops up. And so it gives me the title, Organic Compound Mystery, Organic Compounds Mystery. It tells me when it was due, October 27th, and it's currently overdue. And it lets me know how my students did on the checkpoints and then the final products. So we can see that my students got all their checkpoints done successfully. Fantastic. But then something happened where they stalled out on the final products, and both of these are incomplete or not even started. And so we want to check out what's going on with these final products, because that's ultimately what's graded, and we want to make sure that the student does well on these. So to get more information, I'll actually click on the project itself, and it will bring me into the unit. And so again, I see the title, I see when it was due, I can see all of these green checkpoints that my students did very well on, and I can see that there are two projects in this unit: final product knowledge, final product application. And we know that it's a final product or a project due to the stars over here in the corner. So we have the full unit, Organic Compounds Mystery, we have 6 checkpoints which have been completed, and then we have 2 final products or projects which are incomplete. So I'm going to go click on the first one, Final Product Knowledge, to see what's going on. And it will take me into the project itself, and I can look to see how my student's doing. I can see that my student did the first 3 questions, but question 4 is incomplete, and actually it goes down further, and there's more incomplete work. So my student needs to complete the missing work. They need to then click Submit Final Project. This is really important. If they do not click this button, the teacher will not know that it's ready to be graded, and it will not be graded. So make sure that your student clicks the Submit Final Product, and once they do, the teacher can then go in and grade them with using this rubric right here. It's also where the student's grade will appear. And so we have a really thorough way to see how students are being graded based upon this specific skill for that project or product. And again, this is where you'll be able to see your student score on the rubric. All right, so let's go back out, and we see there's also this final product for application. So if I click on that, it will take me into this. We see that the student has not done any work for this, so they need to go back and complete this. And once they click the Submit Final Product, and they'll receive the grade here on the rubric. All right, so that's how you can check out what's actually going on in the unit. Again, you can hover or click. Let's try again with English to get a second practice. So if I go over here and hover over the Are We Innocent project, which is red, when I hover over it, I get a lot of information. I get the fact that it is overdue. It was due on November 12th, so it's past due. I also get to see that my student has done most of the checkpoints. The 2 gray checkpoints are ones that they have not even started, but that need to be completed. And the red checkpoint means they've done it, but they need to go back and fix it because there are errors. And so green checkpoints, good. Gray checkpoints, not good. They have not even been started. Red checkpoint, also not good. It means that something needs to be fixed. So my student has 3 checkpoints left that they need to do. Also, when I look at the final products, I see a red and yellow star. The red means that the student has not been able to submit it for whatever reason. The yellow means that the student has submitted it, but they've either received zeros for incomplete work or very low scores for work that needs to be improved. So for both of these final products, I want to take a look at them to see if there's anything that my students can fix and resubmit. So let's actually go into the unit by clicking on it and see what we have going on. So you can see that this is a pretty long unit, so it's probably lasted for a long time. We have a ton of checkpoints. This gray checkpoint, my student has not even started. They need to go back and do it. This gray checkpoint, they haven't started. They need to go back and do it. This red checkpoint, they have started, but it's either incomplete or there's something they need to correct, so they need to go back and redo it. And then we see the two final products down here. So if I click on Literary Analysis Essay, it will take me into the essay itself. I've removed the essay for the student's privacy, but what we really want to look at is over here, the feedback. And so here, the student's teacher has said, you have several checkpoints that are not green. Please resubmit this once those are taken care of. So what this means is that the student has submitted their essay. Actually, it says right here that it's returned for revisions, which indicates that they have submitted it, but because of the missing steps leading up to this final product, it has not been graded. So the student needs to go and complete these checkpoints, then go back into the analysis essay, click marked as revised because they've fixed the thing that needs to be fixed, and then they click submit final product so that it can be turned in. So really quickly, we know that they've already turned it in because it's been returned for revisions. The teacher has told them what needs to be revised, and so they need to make those revisions and then submit the final product. And once they do, this will be graded. Now, if we go into the DYRT quizzes, I don't have that slide, but if you go into it, you'll see that it's not actually something that they can make up. It was an actual quiz that they didn't score very well on, so they can't make that up. It's submitted. But sometimes you'll go into final products that are yellow, and you'll see that there are zeros. If there are zeros, so for instance, if I see here that there is a 0 in the rubric, I want my student to redo that and then submit it because zeros are not good. Zeros will affect their final grade. So if you see a red or any zeros or possibly a 1 or a 2 cog skill, your student needs to redo that project and submit it so that they can get a better score and so that they do not have any points come off their final grade. All right. So I did get a lot of questions about how do I find out about missing homework. So in Summit, it is really hard to know what a student's homework is. Nothing is indicated in there about that. If you have a 9th grade student, I know for a fact that you can access teachers' homework calendars. You can find these homework calendars in the weekly newsletter that goes out in the quick references. There's a link to each of our core teachers' calendars. However, I would say almost all, if not all, teachers at our school have homework calendars, and almost all of them are accessible through the class syllabus. So if you're curious about your teacher's homework, please go to their homework calendars, possibly even print it and put it up on the fridge or somewhere else that's really easy to see, and you can just cross them off as students complete their homework assignments. And that's the best way to keep up with homework. Now, if you have any other questions about projects or checkpoints, please go to the Q&A forum, submit them to me, and I will get those answers to you. Thank you so much for joining me with this video, our 4th video. I have one more video left, so maybe I'll see you there. Bye.